Haldimoms here with Janel
and Michelle,
and we are ready to spill the tea on something Michelle had been into yesterday. Mm-hmm. Well, you were watching your fave show. I guess it's your little tradition.
Yeah, I was so excited to watch Love is Blind, as I'm sure everybody else was on Valentine's Day. Have you seen it?
I watch the older Love is Blind episodes. I don't know. I kind of just like the reveals, if I'm being honest, because I'm definitely someone that picks up on how people talk through their body language and facial expressions. So I 100% watch it for my guesses, because I'm like, they're definitely not getting married. He is not happy with his choice.
It's funny the way they film it to get you to like hate certain people and like certain people, and then at the reunion, it's completely different. Your idea of this person, but it's just the way that they filmed it, right? I get so into it, but I don't know, this season I feel like the people are boring and their outfits are just, and I'm not like materialistic in any way, but every previous episode these people were dressed to the nines, they're wearing heels. This episode is so casual and I don't like it. Like, do you know what I mean?
What do you mean? Are they just in the pods?
They are, but I just was anticipating it to be like every other season.
You like my heels?
And it just wasn't. So I felt disappointed. And if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to say much else, but that's like, where I stand.
What are their personalities like, though? Because there's some girls you can tell based on what they share. They're hidden gems on that show where I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
100% that person needs to be on that show, yeah. And they're gonna make a difference after.
There's one girl, I don't remember their names now, but there is one girl and she's really genuine, and there's always got to be one girl like that on these shows, but
yeah,
I don't know, the other ones just seem really boring, and I think maybe it's also just the way they're filming it, because they're showing the same people over and over again, and it's just mundane.
Okay.
And you would think that they're showing those people obviously for a reason. Maybe they're going to be the first to get married or propose or the first to fall in love. But yeah, just not into it.
I feel like beauty can really be lost in simplicity sometimes. So maybe there's something. It just started, right?
Should I come at it with a different perspective? Am I just too early to judge and shoot it down?
It's new. We'll see. Maybe there's something coming.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe I'm just trying to be like an optimist.
And normally I am, but I'm really not.
You are. You're usually very optimistic.
I'm not looking forward to the next episode. I don't really care. It'll just be a background show at this point.
Like I said, when I watch Love is Blind, I literally watch to see the reactions when they see their person, because I can tell by their facial reactions and their body language who's going to end up actually staying together, because you can tell when they're like, I hate this person.
Oh my god, like that one girl, I forget his name, but he's married now. They have a baby together, Bliss and Zach.
Love them.
Remember
I follow them on Instagram. They're
so
my favorite couple, and I was so mad at him. I was like, you stupid man.
Honestly, I had secondhand embarrassment for him though. When
I
that
was
girl
so
was
mad.
The way she was with him was just
I was like, she doesn't want you.
I know.
I was like, you idiot.
It's easy for us to say from the outside looking in, you picked the wrong person. But how are they supposed to know that? He went with his heart, and obviously that girl lied.
But how many of these people go back, watch these episodes, and like seethe, and are just like,
oh god, I don't know if I could watch myself if I was on that show. I would be nervous to, we're
like
editing
sick.
our parts, like what we want you guys to see when we're podcasting, and we're picking our snippets and stuff like that. But if you have somebody who is editing that, who's have that angle of how they want the show to go, you could be the villain or you could be the hero. You don't know.
And they pick and choose, right? So when they say things like, I just hate when she acts like that, and they change it to, I hate her, or like,
yeah.
And it's like, I didn't even say that. This is what I said.
Yeah.
But there's no proof, right?
It's so easy to edit things.
So we've learned that.
Yeah,
it's scary.
I see it now from that perspective of every show I watch. They're guiding us down this narrative that they want us to be, so that in the end we can be like, oh, I had no idea. That's what makes the show so good. So, you know what? Maybe I am too quick to judge.
Yeah, 100%. It reminds me, though, like the way you're describing it, I don't know if you remember back in the day, the show The Average Joes.
I don't.
It was a very, like, what people would have said is a above average, very pretty girl, model-esque kind of features, and very average. They said average males, but they weren't. I don't know if that was the premise of the show, but they had very good jobs, I think, if I remember, but they were average looking, essentially.
Okay.
And she went on to date them all, and the whole point is she wasn't dating for looks, she was dating for love. It was interesting. I didn't watch the whole show. I don't even know where they are or anything now, but
probably not together.
Wow.
People do crazy things though.
You're
for
a pessimist today.
I am. Wow. I don't know what's with me today.
Wowza.
But we'll do crazy things for these shows, right? Like a lot of people go on these, like The Ultimatum, or
that show is.
Or The Circle.
I don't like The Circle.
No, me neither. Is that the one where they're in the room and then they text each other and then the thing comes up on the TV?
You have to guess if like they're the real person or.
Yeah, or if they're like a catfish. It is dumb.
I don't get what the point of The Circle is. I don't know if you've seen Brain on Fire or Dope Sick.
No.
Apple Cider Vinegar.
Ooh.
Is like the newest one.
It's on my to watch list.
Yeah, so that's the newest show that's out based off a true story. Dope Sick is one. It has a book too. Highly recommend that. That's more about the opiate crisis when OxyContin was, I don't want to say invented, but like when it was first compounded, created.
I would say created, yeah.
Created, put on the market, and how they marketed it as a pain medication that was not addictive, and how they had the different doses, and if you started to get breakthrough pain, they would prescribe the higher doses of OxyContin.
Wait, so they initially branded this as not addictive?
100% OxyContin.
Okay.
So historically, OxyContin was marketed as a non-addictive painkiller, no side effects, better than all the rest. So highly addictive, we know now. It is a gateway drug. It causes more deaths than other street drugs like heroin, fentanyl.
It's a pharmaceutical.
It's a pharmaceutical.
It's a problem.
Yeah, it is a huge problem. Doctors at the time, though, the information they were being provided by pharmaceutical reps were, this is not addictive. It can be given in, I think, when it started, and you guys would have to go back. It's been a long time since I watched this or read the book, but it had, I think, initially 2 or 3 doses when it first came out, and then they were finding people needed more and more and more because your body adjusts to oxys, and then they were saying, oh, it's just breakthrough pain. So then people were becoming addicted to it. There's people that are still on this medication for the entirety of their life because they have significant withdrawal symptoms whenever they try to come off of it.
It almost sounds like there wasn't enough research done before they put it out on the market.
Yeah, 100%. And false marketing, right? Like, they had a drug, they knew it would work for pain, and they wanted to make
it's money, right? Just like this bill C-47 that they passed. It's a $5.5 billion industry, and it's involving the natural health products, and they're starting to regulate them now. And this is the change you're going to see now in 2025. There's going to be way less natural health products, NHPs. You're going to start seeing them way less on the shelves. The prices are going to be way up because regulating it means now these businesses are going to have to spend tens of thousands of dollars on these new policies they're implementing to keep them on the shelves by regulating them, right? And that's going to put so many businesses out, and the people who rely on these vitamins for, you know, their well-being.
Yeah.
And that's another avenue that is not researched enough.
Yeah.
Right? If we're spending all this money to regulate all this stuff, why not spend the money on researching it? And hopefully that's what they will do, because
common sense is lost nowadays.
I don't understand why we can't make the decisions that we feel are right for us. I take supplements every day, and I'm kind of nervous to see where that's going to take it. I take electrolytes every morning, daily. When I wake up, does that mean my electrolytes are going to be affected? I take iron, and my supplements are something I rely on, especially around that time of month. If you have an iron deficiency, you're now going to be spending what used to be $20 on this bottle of iron. It's going to be like $60. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In an economy that's already unaffordable, I think this regulation is just beyond me. Chinese herbal medicine has been around for so long. Nature is all healing. And now they're going to try to tell us we can't take that. It's just wild.
Without a price, right?
Yeah.
And I think that becomes the bigger issue is what's the price, what's the cost, and who can afford it, right?
And to me, it's like, what's the agenda here?
Well, and it becomes what's the agenda and what additives get put into natural products.
Yeah. Now that it's going to be run by
Big Pharma.
Yeah. Big Pharma. People take this medicine because of the plant-body connection. And, you know, mushrooms have this connection through the earth.
Yeah.
And through this network underground that's invisible to us. But that connection has been around since before we even got here. And there's an intelligence that we don't know. And that's what people are going for, right? That spiritual connection to it.
Yeah.
Now, when you do buy mushroom products that are being sold in Canada, they're synthetic. They don't allow you to take that resource, extract it.
Everything is really synthetic. I get iron infusions, and I get synthetic iron now.
Yeah, so you're not going to have that plant-body connection, which is so spiritual and important, especially the ancient Chinese indigenous who've been doing this for thousands of years before we even came here. And I respect that, but it's just, you're going to lose that now.
100%, and I totally agree. I guess I'm in the middle always of things, which probably frustrates a lot of people, because there needs to be that middle common ground, because I do so much research on everything. I think we need those natural things that need to be available at that very reasonable price for obviously cultural reasons, and for not even just cultural, but for people just have the preference, right?
Yeah.
I know my dad is very, like, he won't take medication unless he absolutely has to.
Yeah, a lot of people are like that, because once you're on it, it's like you're on it for life.
Yeah, 100%.
Almost, right? Standing that middle ground, though, is kind of almost like sometimes things don't change really when you don't have
I think I just
a side. I understand being neutral. Like,
the
I totally
polar
get it.
opposite, because sometimes you do need big pharma, medical intervention for some things.
Of course, 100%. I believe that as well.
Yes, because there are some things that nature can't heal. And that brings me, like, that whole apple cider vinegar piece, right? You're talking about this woman who faked a horrible disease and said nature can cure all these things. And I know there's been so many articles about the natural healing of cancer. And I'm all for it. I'm such a research junkie. If you give me someone, show me their scan, show me everything, show me what they did and how they cured cancer using all natural things, I will honestly read that. Sure, fully on board with that. But this woman literally had people leave cancer treatments and die for natural resources. So there has to be middle ground on what we put in our body, and what's good for one might not be good for all. And I always look at everything as like an individual situation. And some people are going to come for me in the comments. I've been really good not answering people, by the way. I said that. Cause
that's what you mean by standing a middle ground. I get that.
And understanding, like, I think I've just always, it took me a long time to learn to look at everything is an individual situation. It's like when you have someone that has autism or ADHD or anything like that, and they're like, oh, they have this, so you're going to take all of these and this is going to work for them. Well, no, it's not going to work for them. You could take a couple of these things and it might work for them. You could try these medications and it might work for them. Or they might not need any medication and all these strategies might work for them. You can't just assume because one person has this that they're going to need the exact same things that another person with these things have. We have to look at their environmental factors. We have to look at upbringing. We have to look at like their historical background, their family, their genetics. Like
there's different severities, right?
Yes.
And same with autism, it's a spectrum, so it's not a one size fits all.
You have to look
at that.
Everything. Yeah, so that's what I mean when I'm saying I'm in the middle. I'm not in the middle as in like, do I agree? Do I not agree? No, I just think like we have to look at each individual person as that. Like, what is it you need? What are we working with? And what actually is going to help you?
Well, yeah, that's true, but now that's going to drive naturopathic doctors out, right? I just hope
I feel like they're on the rise though a little bit.
They are, but how now when they can't prescribe these, not that they're prescribing things, but I just hope that this regulation is going to...
Are we having our first fight?
Kind of, maybe.
Because I feel like, can I say this though? Your guys are seeing this actually. I feel like...
I wouldn't say it's a fight, it's more of like a disagreement. But that's okay.
I feel like for the first time, I've never, in my life when I've had benefits, I've never seen a naturopath. I remember being like, what's a naturopath? What am I going to use this for? But this is the first time in my life where I was like, I think I'm going to go see a naturopath. Because I'm like, I see validity in that. And I'm like, I want to hear what they have to say because I genuinely believe that they have a lot of good, valid opinions and facts and that they have things to give. And I've seen so many people I work with that are like, I have this amazing naturopath and they help me solve my gut issues. They help me solve this. And I'm like, that's friggin' amazing. And the fact that benefits even cover naturopaths now.
They should cover more.
But step in the right direction. That was never a thing.
You're right.
Like 10 years ago, could you imagine if someone was like, I have naturopath benefits? People would have been like, what the fuck are you talking about? You would have been like, oh, what? You're going to the where?
I just hope that this regulation is just going to get them to research a little bit more into this. Maybe this will just give us a little bit more of an idea of how these work, right? We know melatonin is already a naturally occurring chemical in our bodies.
Yep.
That is considered a natural health product that now is going to be regulated, right?
100%.
So expect to spend a lot more money if you have problems sleeping and you need melatonin.
Well, expect what happened with COVID to happen too, where people go and fear buy. And they are like, I need these things and I can't afford the 75% hike up, so expect the shelves to clear.
Not gonna lie, I've already thought about that. And I order most of my stuff through Amazon. But
yeah, it's gonna happen, right? We got tariffs coming, we got all this other stuff coming, and now they're gonna add this. People thought it was bad when we couldn't find toilet paper. Like, babies coming out of the hospital that parents have to buy the vitamin drops.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, all the shelves are gonna clear, and people get creative. So if they know if it's infant products that aren't gonna go up, because I think there's legislation around kids' products, so people might start buying children's products and doubling their doses and stuff like that to make it cheaper for them. I don't know. People get creative.
Or just get a P.O. box in the States.
We did not promote that. Stop smiling. We do not. So that was heavy talk. I was just telling Michelle, actually, I wanted to tell you, I can't cook, which, if you know me, everybody knows I can't cook.
Oh, I know. I know you. Actually, you've never cooked me a meal. I've never really cooked you a meal. We're not like, we don't do that.
But I've been cooking lately.
Yeah,
like,
you
really
have.
good food, like tacos and Parmesan potatoes
And Michelina's frozen meals.
No, like rotisserie chicken.
Sorry, Factor, I mean.
I didn't even order from Factor.
I'm just kidding.
I cooked real food, rotisserie chicken.
I'm gonna get Craig to send me a picture because it lasts longer.
get him to. I did. I made
I was
it.
sending you pictures of Mike all week. I'm like, what was he doing? Oh, cleaning the carpet.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, washing the dishes.
I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this right. Okay, anyways. But I used to make pumpkin pie from scratch. My elbow just cracked.
I'm like, what was that? I thought you were doing this. You know how people go like this?
Oh my god, I haven't done
Which
that.
I can't do.
I can't do it.
Oh, I'm wearing too many rings. Hold on.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Something wrong?
Hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ow. That
Do you know what I
actually
can
hurt.
do?
Want to know what I can do?
Okay, we
Oh,
said.
wait, hold on.
Do you remember Stewie from Saturday Night Live? Look what I can do.
Actually, I saw.
Look what I can do.
Oh, what's his mom? Oh, Stuart and Stuart's mom. What was her name? We
I
didn't
don't
know
remember
name.
her name. She'd be like, Stewart.
There was a Stuart and Stuart's mom at the Halloween party I went to last year.
That's amazing.
It was great.
And was she saying like Stewart?
She just I don't think she was even wearing a wig. I think it was like her hair and her face like kind of had the same shape. She did a really good Stuart's mom.
My son
whoever you are.
literally looks, or not looks, sounds like Stewart. Like when I was sick that time. Remember I had the stomach.
Who, your son?
When I had food poisoning.
Yeah.
He kept doing that. Look what I can do. And I was like, literally being sick, and he's like, look what I can do. I was like, what is happening?
Oh my
Look
god.
what I can do. I was like, oh my god, stop. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I decided to make Thanksgiving dinner because I've done that. I can cook a turkey. I don't like touching meat, so I took the turkey, put it in the sink, cut it, you know. Forgot that I don't like touching turkey. So I was sobbing and I used a glass plate and I was trying to like catapult it into
The turkey?
I don't want to touch it. I have a thing. I was screaming bloody murder. My daughter comes running. She's like, what is happening? I'm like, can you get your dad? Craig comes upstairs. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, I can't touch it. I cannot touch this turkey. It's gonna have to stay in the sink.
What about gloves?
No. I tried everything. It's like the weight of it. And so, rest assured, even though I watch like a lot of serial killer documentaries and stuff, to me it was a disaster. Tried to like throw it. No, Craig had to come up, put it, but I cooked it perfect.
And I could see him doing that too, and being like, just get out of the way, Janelle.
Yeah.
And him just grabbing it and just being like, was that so hard?
That's
and then walking
literally
away.
what he did. And I was like, I need you to come back and take out the jibbies.
Oh god. I grew up eating that, like risotto with gibbies. Yeah, I don't like that word either.
Is it jibbies or jublets?
Giblets.
Giblets.
Well,
Giblets.
Giblets.
Giblets?
Giblets.
Giblets. And then my old work, I got banned from the kitchen because I had the fire department there twice. I don't cook. So
I don't cook, I don't clean. But let me tell you how I got this ring.
once I put meatballs in the microwave, a kid wanted meatballs, so I just put them in the microwave. But apparently you can't cook frozen meatballs in the microwave. So they came out as black coal rocks. So I don't know what I did, but the fire department had to bring in big industrial fans to clear the house.
Holy, just from meatballs?
From meatballs, ridiculous. And then another time, I was making sausage, and then they were making jokes after. Same thing, big industrial fans. And they're like, oh, did you save any sausage for us? And I was like, it was one sausage. I could.
Okay, so I'm glad that we've determined that it's not that you don't want to cook, it's that you just literally can't.
Well, then they said you have to put water in the pan if you're cooking sausage.
No, you don't.
Thank you! Do you put water in your pan when you're cooking sausage? Because then everyone looked at me like I was crazy. And
Are you boiling the sausage? Ew.
right, you just put it in the pan, right?
Yeah.
I'd like that on record.
Whoa. Let me ask you something.
What?
Do you boil your hot dogs or do you put them on the barbecue? Okay, wait, go! Say it at the same time.
Okay, 1,
2,
2, 3.
Boil!
Yeah! Ah, good time.
But that's the only thing, that's the exception, because they're not sausages. They taste better boiled.
100%.
Okay. I'm glad we're on the same
But
page here.
thankfully, I don't really have to cook because we live in a lovely community with great food.
Which brings us to our next segment on today's podcast. That being our review portion. And today we are reviewing a classic, been open for 37 years at this location. A few locations opened in Toronto. They closed those locations, moved to Fort Erie, opened up a location in Fort Erie, and opened in Simcoe, which we all know today as the Barrel Restaurant.
Yes.
Absolutely love their food, so comforting.
Eggplant parmesan is my favorite.
Yes, my favorite too. And their pizzas, to die for, so good. And I turn Italian when I talk like this.
Oh my God.
But just a really like homey little place. Glass of wine, a plate of parm and pasta, a little pizza on the side. How can you go wrong?
You can.
And one thing I really love about that place, which says a lot about a restaurant especially, is their staff has been there for like decades. Like they have some staff that's been there for a long time, and when you don't have a high turnover, because I've worked in restaurants, bartending, serving, all the stuff,
it's family.
It's family, and it says so much about how they treat their people, right? Like, yeah, you are family at that point then, and they're so good with the community. They're having fundraisers and donating to sports teams.
And I think they do a free pizza giveaway.
Yeah, every month.
Every month.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And it's just a great atmosphere when you go in there. You can go with coworkers, friends, family. You never feel out of place. It's just a good home feel vibe.
They're super nice people. And I've always said, coffee news.
Yeah.
The little pamphlet. My thing is, a restaurant is good if they've got coffee news at the front door.
Yes.
Like, it's a classic mom and pop staple, and they got one. And as soon as I walked in, my first time ever, I was like, oh, they got coffee news. They're good. Yeah. Grabbed myself a coffee news, got myself a glass of wine.
Yeah. When I
read my horoscope.
Yeah. And it's one of those places where if you haven't been there, right away people are like, you haven't been to the Barrel? Like, how dare you not been to the Barrel? Yeah. When I first moved to Jarvis and started working at my current job, and I was like, the Barrel? Where's the Barrel? You haven't been to the Barrel? I was like, oh my gosh. And then I went and I was like, how have I not been here before? You're offended for yourself.
And we've partnered with them, and we have this little giveaway that we've been doing on Instagram, and tomorrow we are announcing the winner, so make sure to stay tuned to our Instagram page.
We're looking forward to that.
Yeah. Whoever won, we're going to message you. So obviously do not accept any invites or messages from anybody else pretending to be the Haldimoms. Our account is Haldimoms Podcast. That's it.
Haldimoms.
Yeah, Haldimoms
Podcast on Instagram, sorry.
Yes.
The Facebook Haldimoms Podcast is not the one.
Yeah.
These are the only two Haldimoms.
Yeah, it's just us.
It's just us.
But yeah, we're so looking forward to that.
And we can't wait for you guys to see what else we have in store.
Yeah.
We're super excited for you guys to see who else we are partnering with and hanging out with.
We've had a lot of people reach out. So if you are a business or anybody in the region who kind of wants to get together with us, we would love to hear from you. There's been a lot of local moms too who have messaged us and just want to get together. So we're trying to figure out a way of how we can incorporate maybe a meet and greet and get another chair here in our podcast space to host some guests on the show. So if you are interested in something like that, would love to sit here at the hot seat with us.
Yeah, and you don't have to be a business. We're definitely looking forward to having some moms on here.
Yeah.
And I think our plan is to hopefully start doing that maybe after March or April.
Yeah, and just get some perspectives, right? Like, the world is so diverse, and
absolutely
everybody's got a different thought process, and getting a different perspective is never a bad thing.
It's definitely diverse, and you just saw us have our first disagreement ever, so we're good now,
At least
right?
we're on the same page when it comes to hot dogs, though.
Yes, I love you.
I love you.
Till next time, this was Janelle
and Michelle.
Bye, babes.
Bye.
Aw.